after the workshop. And now let's look at anything I have missed. Any stocks you would like to look at, or yes?
Could you look at RHT as a short possible?
Okay. RHT. So notice, by the way, that before I do anything, I go to the weekly format, right? I will not allow myself to look at the daily chart because it'll prejudice my eye. So RHT traded between $65 and $10, and it's closer to the high than to the low. So is it expensive or cheap? First question. It's expensive, right? The previous high in August reached 62.69. The high 3 weeks ago went to 63.69. So there was a false upside breakout, very clearly. At the right edge of the screen, the weekly chart is blue. We're legal to sell short. Scrolling down, we look at MACD histogram. There is a nasty bearish divergence in this thing. The power of bulls at the previous stop, the break, and now the power of bulls, a massive bearish divergence. So strategically, I want to sell this thing short. And that's the end of the weekly chart. Strategic decision on the weekly. Going to the daily chart. Well. The daily chart is, ever since it's made that false, look at this reversal bar. Opens near the highs, hits a new record high, sinks all day, closes near the low, end of uptrend. At the right edge of the screen, it's slowly sinking. It's slowly sinking. It's now just about in the value zone. MACD histogram is low. And I would say, I like to sell short above value, but this is a completely legitimate short. Completely legitimate short. Not my preference, but a completely and totally legitimate short. So what numbers do we do? Let's say this moving average on Friday was at 61.83. We try to sell it short there, 61.84. What's the ATR? ATR equals $1 in this stock. If we short it at 61.80, let's say 61.80, we have to put a stop somewhere above $63. Oh, that's a lot. And the target, I would say target about 58. So we'll be looking to make close to $4 while risking $1.50. If I really wanted to sell short this stock, do you have access to live data, or you do it just purely end of day?
No, live data.
Okay, so I would put it on my A list. A list are stocks that I may trade today. B stocks are the stocks that I may trade later this week. And C stocks are stocks that I don't want to see until next week. And so this is an A-list stock. I would love to look for a rally, like on a 25-minute chart, and see that rally choke up and sell short into that rally. So that I have these numbers that we have developed based off of weekly and daily, and they're not hugely attractive. And I would say, well, let me sit back and look for a rally and short into a rally. And then you ask yourself, well, what if a rally never comes? What if the bottom falls out on Monday? You want to, then you miss it. Or you put a small order below the market. Yes?
I was just wondering if that parallels Apple, that same move that you're looking at. Is there so intertwined, those two?
Weekly? There is no divergence on the weekly in Apple. Apple daily, not very clear technical signals here. Yes, please.
Halliburton, reaching up well.
Let me suggest this. Force index is profoundly deeply below the channel on the weekly chart. You don't have to catch the absolute bottom, But you can go to a program like stockcharts.com, which includes this thing for free. It's a good price. And put a 13-week exponential force index on your chart. I would want to get some technical information before I bought it. Just to step up and buy it because it's a discount. Scared.
Ford.
Huh?
Ford.
All right. Again, going to the weekly first. Ford. Wake me up when it's over. Why? It's a relatively inexpensive. It's a relatively inexpensive stock with apparently great fundamentals, trading right at value, right in the value zone, and I look for differences between value and price. And here, value is flat, and price is flat, and price equals value. So I look at it and say, well, what am I going to do with it? Right? So, markets are very chaotic, and chaos cannot be analyzed. Out of that chaos, occasionally a pattern emerges. And so that's what I do. I sit at the edge of this river, watching this shapeless flow, and every once in a while there is a vortex. And that's where I trade. But I would say the ratio between chaos and order is maybe 8-2, 4-1. So very often I'll look at a chart, someone will ask me about a chart, I say, haven't got a clue what to do. Although I want to point out to you, the latest signal that actually Force Index gave us was not a bad signal at all. When Ford got sold down and then reversed, before it got really strong, Force Index pulled back into the envelope. That to me is an amazing signal. It doesn't catch all tops and all bottoms, but man, does it make sense. It shows when bulls or bears become extreme and reverse. So if somebody held a gun to my head and said, Alex, you've got to trade this thing, I would say, well, the last signal was buy, I would buy it, but no guns here. I'm not touching this thing.
You said you're not touching Ford there,
Yeah.
because it's right at the top of the...
Price is sitting right in the middle of the value zone, and moving averages are flat. So flat moving averages for a year. It's a stock with an established value, and it trades at value. Remember, I aim to make money when price is below value or price is above value. And here, everything is in gear. And someone like myself I have no business with this. I very much encourage you to join Spike Trade. That's a lot of fun and interesting picks. Read the book. And so I want to thank you once again for coming here. Thank you very much.